I bought this Catalina Club so that I could gig with something that I didn't really have any issues with if it got a scrape or a nick or a gouge or something like that. I didn't want to continue to bring my AOT because of what it's worth, and I'm just playing gigs. At this time I was just playing gigs for, $200 or $300 a night. So I didn't really want a big investment on the stage every night. Meh on the sound. Sound guys can do stuff with it. Tuning, of course, you have it as low as you can. But anyway, the thing about these Catalina clubs that I don't like, that I really don't like, is their hardware is cheap. You have to use a riser for the kick pedal, and so these spurs really need to be out all the way. And this right here is the Achilles heel. It's really not in a very quality casting, so there's problems with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to fix one of these problems when it happens. Okay, Gretsch knew they had a problem, which is why they changed the hardware. So you can actually see one of the craziest, silliest things that they did is they changed that pattern. Why would you ever do that? I'm not entirely sure why you wouldn't just keep everything the same. If you're going to replace it with a newer generation piece of hardware, you're going to have to drill new holes in your shell. That's awful. Well, I didn't want to do that, but I wanted a higher quality piece than what I had. So what I ended up doing is retaining the old piece, which is here, and replacing this piece. So this is off of this one, and this is off of this one, if you can imagine. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to get it done. Now, the newer generation has a set screw right here. I wasn't entirely sure what that is. I think it's a hole to press in. There's a black plastic rubber sleeve right there. So I think that just helps that piece of plastic snap in there and stay in there. But this is legit. That's an Allen screw. So you just have to take that off. Once that is out, it's easy. It comes out the same way that this one comes out. This is just pressed in. So what I'll do is I'll actually just use this as a slide hammer. Boom. Look at that. Do the same thing with this one. Take it off. Put that piece on. See how easy that is? So once you get this piece on, make sure you get it on the right way. It wants to face out like this. Okay? So you simply just put it back on like this. Make sure it's straight. And then you're going to need to take a hammer and you're going to just pound that until it comes back on. And you can kind of see right here is the line you have to go to on both of them. Alright, this is the broken one, but I'm just showing you what I did with the new one. So I just tapped it right here. Once this piece is on the old one, now what I can do is just remount it, and I can put this right back on. Because there's nothing wrong with anything else here. It's all fine. So it's just 3 of these guys holding it on. Boom, I'm going to take the new one. Old main piece, new sleeve that's fixed. That. So now you can kind of see how it is. So here's the new one, and you can kind of tell because this piece is a little more curved than the older piece. This is the older one, right? So what I would suggest doing is just keep an eye out for this newer generation right here, and I would suggest switching them out when you could. I got the whole piece online for like 20 bucks. And that's the only piece I'm using. Of course, I'm going to save all the other pieces because you never know. But this is much better because if you notice, this has a sleeve inside of it. So if this ever strips out, I can swap this guy out. This little sleeve right here, I can swap it out. Whereas this one goes right into the casting. You're stuck. If this strips out, you're stuck. It happened to me at a show, and luckily I had a hose clamp for a fuel line, and I just hose clamped it till the end of the night, but you're sunk. Hope you got some books to shim your kick drum or something. I don't know what you would do. But there you go. That's how you would fix it out. From old generation Catalina Club to the newer generation, better designed drum claw for your bass drum.